Hey everybody, welcome to my Suburban Oasis. My name's Solway and I garden in a Zone 5B in mid-Michigan. I have an awesome video today for you because it's a plant haul, y'all. Alright, well I went to Lowe's and I brought one of my favorite friends, Chad, with me. Many of you are new to my channel. Thank you so much for subscribing. Welcome to the Oasis family. I love this community. CHAD, by the way, if you don't know him, stands for Compulsive Horticultural Acquisition Disorder. It's just a fun thing. It's something that I think is just a great idea, and it's fun to talk about bringing Chad with you to the store. Sometimes you try to leave Chad home, you know, you're like, it's not in the budget to have Chad along with me, but Chad just shows up anyways, and you end up with a bunch of plants in your car or in your trunk. So anyways, I took Chad with me to Lowe's, and we hit the clearance rack, and we found some great finds. Some annuals as well as some perennials. So let's take a look at what we got. Okay, so we're going to start with this geranium, which is actually a pelargonium, which is an annual, and this will bloom for you spring, summer, and fall. It's a fantastic plant for the sun as well as part sun, and it has a really nice scent. Always reminds me of my grandma and grampy because they love to have these on the deck up at our cabin. So this will grow to 18 inches tall by 18 inches wide, and it is hardy down to 32 degrees, so it will take you all the way through to frost. And pelargonium type geraniums can be overwintered inside with several different ways. So check that out if you're ever interested. Just Google how to overwinter them, and there'll be lots of different ways that you can do that. Whatever's best, just pick that for you. I overwintered some this year just in pots inside, and then I took some additional cuttings this spring. So I'm glad to have some more of these though, because they really are having a lot of bloom power throughout the spring, summer, and fall. These were $8.98 originally. They are from Monrovia, and because of the Lowe's clearance rack, I was able to get them for $4 a piece. Awesome deal. So I spent $12 instead of $36. Which I probably would never spend. All right. Next plant up, this cute one right here. You see it's got some seed heads on it. This is actually a perennial. This is the Winky Blue and White Columbine, and this is just grown on by the Lowe's growers. And this likes shade, 3 to 6 hours of morning sun. It can actually take some afternoon sun in the northern climates. I have some that are on a west facing fence, and they do fantastic for me because they don't get any sun in the morning. So these Winky Blue and White Columbine are super cute, and they bloom in the spring, and so that's why they have the seed heads on them right now. And so they will self-seed also, so you can find little babies around afterwards. This also grows to 18 inches tall and 18 inches wide, and it is hardy all the way down to zone 3, so -40. Pretty awesome plant, and I got 2 of these. These were originally $4.98, so that means they were marked down to $2 each. So I got them for $4 instead of $10. Okay, next up we've got another perennial. Super excited about this one. I have no idea why this one was on the clearance rack. Most of these I have no idea why they were on the clearance rack. I mean, they looked a little bit weak, but they're going to be just fine. So this is a coneflower, and this is the Sombrero Adobe Orange Coneflower. And it is a full sun perennial, as I said, and it is by Monrovia. And this one is very good for growing if you have dry summers because it's very water wise, and it doesn't require a lot of watering as soon as it gets established. It blooms all summer and fall. So you can see it's starting to put on some blooms right now, and it's hardy down to -30, which is a zone 4. So very hardy as well. And it makes a decent container plant in the summer and fall, but most people plant this directly into the ground. This does like sun, 6+ hours of sunlight. I can grow some of these in part sun where I live, but a lot just depends on your site and your soil and other conditions. So yeah, I'm really excited about this one. I can't wait to see the colors on it. I grow a lot of purple coneflowers. I have some of the Cheyenne Spirit coneflowers. I have some powwow coneflowers. and they're just a really great stalwart when it comes to the hot, dry part of summer and fall. I got 2 of these. These were $18.98. So what that means is that they are at the 50% off tier at Lowe's. So they were $9 each. So essentially I got 2 of these for the price of 1. All right, let's head over to a couple containers I've got, and we're gonna plant up a couple of plants while I tell you about them. If you've been following my channel, I got some clematis plugs from Costco earlier this year, and I forgot to label them. So before I plant them in the ground, I'm going to grow them on in these containers this year, and hopefully they'll bloom for me and I'll be able to see what color they are, because there's a couple that just didn't have labels on them. So that's what's going on right here. I've got a clematis that's kind of growing up a little stick that I have to support it until I could get a trellis. And I got these cute trellis obelisks from Home Depot, and these are going to go right inside the pot and give it something to grow up on. But before I put this in the pot, what I want to do is show you a couple of annuals that we're going to add to it so that it will be extra beautiful and floriferous. So the first one that I'm going to show you is this begonia. This begonia is called Non-Stop Mocha Deep Orange Begonia, and it is an annual, but what I love about it is it has this foliage that is kind of red and green, which kind of ties into the 9 bark that this pot is next to. And I have 2 pots on either side of the 9 bark, so I think this is going to look really pretty. And this is an annual. This grows in partial sun, and it is about 3 to 6 hours of morning sun, and the watering is low once it gets established, and it grows 10 inches high by 10 inches wide, and it blooms all spring, summer, and fall. So it will be perfect for this pot just to continue blooming all summer. And this is only hardy down to 40 degrees, so you do have to watch the temperatures in the fall. And you can utilize this as a house plant and grow inside as well to overwinter it and take cuttings of it. So we're just going to pop this out and get it into this container. What a beautiful pop of color, huh? All right, now the next one that we're going to put in here is called the Asticaceres osteospermum. Oh, and both of these were $5.98, and so when they get marked down, they're actually $4 each. So I got these for $8 a pair instead of $12 a pair. And really, they look incredibly healthy, so I'm happy with them. This one grows about 12 by 12 inches wide and high, and it blooms all spring and summer. So when it starts to get cold in the fall, they do stop blooming. But by then, this begonia over here is going to be so big, it will just take over the pot, and the clematis will probably be blooming as well. Hopefully, fingers crossed. This one is hardy down to 32 degrees, so once the frost hits, it will be over for the year. But this will be a nice pop of color also next to this begonia. This is a little root bound, so I'm just going to pull all of the roots off of the bottom here. So they're nice and white though, so they're definitely healthy. So that's good. All right. Those are all teased out, and we'll just pop that down in there now. And it has very nice fine foliage, so that kind of counterbalances the thick leaves of this begonia, and I think that's going to look really nice. Let's see if we can fit this trellis over the top now. What you might find when you initially get trellises is that you have to bend them in just slightly, because even if you measure, which I did with this one to make sure it would fit, if they're straight, sometimes they won't get in the circumference. So I'll try to get this on. I just didn't think I'd be able to fit these plants in here if I put this in first. Okay, I think that's in pretty good. And this will really just grow right through those cracks and crevices, and it's going to look absolutely beautiful. And I'll get the other one planted up and we'll have a pair of them. So I got these two pots from my mother-in-law. After she passed, they were given to me, and I really like them a lot, and I try to use something different in them every year. Last year I planted some cannas in there, but they definitely got much too big, so I think this is going to be a much better combination. But don't those colors look nice? I think this turned out really well, and I'm looking forward to having the clematis grow up these trellises as well. It'll be interesting to see which ones they are and how they bloom. Well, thank you again for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed this video. Clearance plants aren't for everyone, but I do want to show people that there are opportunities for you to find some really great plants at a really good price, and it can really help you with your budget. Thanks again, and have a wonderful day and enjoy your garden. See you next time. Bye.